It's 2024. That means 40 years that I've been exploring the world's most remote places in four-wheel drives, in association with the Overland Workshop. While Frank Hahn, back in 1897, was disappointed at not finding any water in it, the opposite is true in our case. When Lake Disappointment is saturated, the ground around it is often made impassable. So we're the very opposite of disappointed. I wonder if any of them agree with me. Four friends in four four-wheel drives driving one of Australia's, well, it is actually Australia's longest and toughest outback route. We're on the Canning Stock route, approaching the 2/3 point, and to be honest with you, we are having the time of our lives. The Range Rover. We are now 2/3 along the Canning Stock route, and it's covered it without any major difficulties at all. In fact, even the difficulties that it's had are barely worth mentioning, considering it's 45 years old. So, I bought it a gift, which I shall give to it at daybreak tomorrow morning. But now...
All right, Andrew. Yes. Thanks for inviting me to this trip. And I'm glad to be with you guys here. I made this special meal. I hope you guys like it. And I make it only for special people. Okay. How about that?
That is a feast.
That's what you call it, a feast. I think we can eat for 2 nights.
It's very good shot. Wow, wow, wow.
I'm glad you like it.
If surprises are like that, you can keep them coming, that's all right.
Put that picture. Use that image as like, okay.
Good morning to you. You find us on the last third of the route we've travelled for the last, I can't remember how many days, and that's good because if you lose track of days it means that you're having a good time on a safari. And we have the final probably 4 bush days left. And here is our gift. Its own personalised Canning Stock Route number plate with a photograph of the Mercedes Geländewagen, which in 2016 broke down so badly that to fly in spare parts. The Canning Stock Route has one permanent river crossing. Right from the onset, I was concerned about this crossing because it has the potential to stop travellers in their tracks. The entire area quickly floods after heavy rains and sometimes takes weeks to dissipate.
Hard. It's a bit slippery on top, but it's hard.
It's no deeper than I remember it in 2017. And like then, the riverbed is firm enough to carry our vehicles. The Lake Disappointment area, for me, is the most beautiful part of the entire route, but it's also the scariest. So part of me is glad to have it behind us. This is now the 5th complete abandoned wreck we've come across so far. Second generation Pajero, and I'm looking at the dates of the graffiti: 2014, 2015, 2013, 15, 20, 22. Did somebody come here in May 22? This year. It was closed. We've taken a track off the main route to a resting area called Derby Springs. It's an 8-kilometre detour, and it's been a very long time since somebody drove this track. It's slow and rough, but worth it. And I'm looking forward to getting there because, well, I'd like to sort out this very, very annoying squeak that is making my very new Troopcarrier sound like a garden refuse trailer.
The canning keeps on giving. Last night we camped on one of the biggest salt lakes I've ever bloody seen in my life. You can virtually see the curvature of the earth. And now we've pulled up at this place in the middle of a canyon with white gum all over the place. It's an absolute paradise. Just keeps on giving. And I couldn't have done it in a better car.
So give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up second best, always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.
Well, good morning to you. Derby Springs. Wow, it's just, it blows your mind, you know, after days in the desert. The landscape does change a bit from the endless dunes to these wide open plains, and then suddenly, an oasis. There is a spring here, there's water, permanent water on the surface, and of course birds. And we're sitting around the campfire last night. I'm actually really tired from the trip. I'm got to the point where now I want to stop myself from hurrying the rest of the trip, because we still have 480, give or take, kilometres off road to complete the route. So that means the current average speed, that's another 5 days in the bush. I don't know if you've noticed, the last few mornings, 2 at least, Rob no longer closes his tailgate at night. Wise man. What I am going to do, though, is restore some of this girl's dignity. Honestly, the youth of today got no class.
It's just so much better to wake up to a Range Rover again.
I did the right thing, didn't I?
Certainly did. Idiots.
Philistines. Mongrels. Gits.
Here's today's trivia for you, Andrew.
Today's trivia.
Today's trivia is what happened to the peanut butter.
All the chunky bits have come to the top.
Yeah. Corrugations have separated.
Yeah, the shaking means all the big bits go to the top and all the little bits go to the bottom.
Yeah. So if you really like the peanut bits and crunchy peanut butter.
So maybe the ride in your car is not as good as you make it out to be.
Oh, way. So yesterday, lots and lots of grass yesterday. So again, I've got to make sure that my DPF is clear. Another day.
Okay, radio check. Can you copy?
I can hear you.
But I've had an idea.
Rob's a bit taller than I am.
It won't be long before they fall out. We'll get it back.
The Troopcarrier on these dunes, they're quite steep dunes, and this morning we've actually encountered long straight sections between the dunes, and then the dunes have been amongst the highest we've had in the entire trip. And the Troopcarrier has been handling them fine, but I can feel it's very heavy, and I can also feel that it's very top heavy. And of course, which the Range Rover isn't.
Andrew's took the old girl for a ride again. I'm stuck in the Troopy. First thing I notice is this steering wheel's really twitchy. There's no play. What's that about? You turn it and it goes. Not used to that at all.
It's going to take a bit of getting used to because the steering is not very...
It's alright. But there's too much going on. All this modern technology stuff. God knows what. I don't even know where to start. So there is one good thing about getting to drive the Troopy. I get to see what the rear end looks like in a Range Rover.
Diff is locked, centre diff is locked. See, I hit that bump quite hard in the Rangey and it hardly felt it. Whereas the Troopy would be boom, thump.
Andrew's took the Range Rover again, and it looks like we've run out of sand dunes, but hang on. Have you had enough?
I tell you, when you're slow going, it gets very hot in there, slow going.
Yeah.
It really does get very hot in there.
Yeah.
But it just absorbs the bumps like, it's unbelievable how it's amazing.
It's right through.
Yeah. Well.
Back where I belong. That thing's way too twitchy for me. Look at it.
Okay, we're sitting going again, and Rob has reported a strange ticking noise in the Range Rover.
Why is the strange lover gone?
Because we have respect for this car. Sounds normal now? I think we wait until the sound manifests into something that we can know what it is. But
really well, temperatures, everything.
Definitely keep an eye on it just in case that was the water pump.
yeah.
It's only a just in case. Okay, all three, Rob, you can start.
Sweet.
It's coming out of the engine.
I don't think it's anything to worry about. I've owned one of those things, and I know that you can have a funny noise, and you think to yourself, "Oh heavens, what is that?" And it stops an hour and a half later, and you never hear the noise again. So, I think we drive until we know what it is, and then we can fix it. Probably can fix it. I've got a lot of spares.
A few hours later, we've arrived at a well with promising water in it. Sweet.
Is that fresh?
let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, my break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though.
Time to find a campsite. This time, Heiner's request is, let's camp on a panned surface. The trouble is, the panned surface can be very, very soft. With a good distance covered today, it's time to find a camp. And at Heiner's request to set up a camp on a salt pan, he's now heading out to see if the surface is firm enough. Pans like this can be treacherous, with the wheel suddenly breaking through the crust. And not just getting stuck, but getting very, very stuck. Difficult to extricate any vehicle. But it all looks firm, and so now the challenge is to find a flat spot. A task which Rob is taking very seriously. And it appears Heiner is too. Within seconds of most of us shutting down our engines, Sean opens up his kitchen and puts a smile on all of our faces. So I'm going to do something now, set up the camera and give it to Rob, but this is completely out of character. This isn't me. It's Heiner, you know. It's Heiner's fault.
I've got that out of my system. Thank you very much, Rob. You can have a go.
Sunset on a salt lag.
You're a bad influence. You even got me to do so. You should be shot and asked to leave the country. 155 kilometers today. It was a really, really good run with lots of dunes, some of them really difficult, interspersed with some rocks, but then long stretches, 4, 5, 6, 7 kilometers, where you could sit at 40 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow morning is maintenance day on the Range Rover. We discovered a little noise that we don't really like, and we're going to do maintenance on that. And I also need to do a little bit of, well, maintenance on the Troopcarrier. I'm just going to replace the air cleaner and give the engine a thorough check. That's for tomorrow. I need something warm to wear. It's cooling down. Morning, Rob.
Oh.
Yeah.
See?
I'm not making tea.
What?
No.
What?
No, I thought we'd, because we're in this place, we'd get exotic like, and I'm making coffee.
Well, that's a bit posh, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a bit, but I thought, it's alright, isn't it?
Try it before you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to do it before you
It's not
die.
good after.
It's less effective after.
You won't get the flavour, see?
No, you won't get flavour. You won't get as much. You
Get the flavour. I bet you can't guess where I got that cup from.
Let me see. I don't know, from a windmill shop.
No.
No?
Well, 33.
Well.
Yeah.
It's marvellous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the kangaroo.
What we're doing on the Range Rover is maintenance. Oh, he's coming. It's maintenance. Yeah. We just nothing wrong with it, you know. It's just like, you know, making sure it's all right, isn't it? Isn't that, Rob?
What's she doing there then?
Open the bonnet. It's a first step, I feel, when working on a vehicle. You open a bonnet because it looks like you know what you're doing.
Well, even if you're working on the back end, if you open the bonnet, you look like a professional. So.
Yeah. So where is it? Where are the bits? So it fell apart in the airbox. So
it should look like that.
It should look like that, but instead it looked like this.
Which means there should be a wing nut somewhere.
There's a wing nut, but it won't be. Well, it couldn't have got.
So it couldn't have fell out.
It couldn't have fallen out. It has to be in the airbox, which is on the ground there.
Maybe that's the rattle you get out of the engine. Maybe it went through the air filter.
There's the wing nut.
That's good. I was going to open up the entire engine and look in all the pistons. Luckily, we saved ourselves 7 weeks of work. Jolly good. Well done. This is the first time, we should add, this is the first time we are going to...
the spares box. Ta-da!
Whoa.
Don't know what half of that is, but...
I do. So we need a bolt to blank that. Oh, that could be it.
Could be big.
You know what that's for?
Zebedee?
No, seriously, do you know what it's for? No. Pity, I know either. That, yeah, you're talking about that nice reflection.
On the water?
Yeah, on the water. Yeah.
It's like a mirror, isn't it?
It's just like a mirror, except a mirror on a table. Not on a wall, like you know.
But what I don't understand is how comes, if it's like a mirror, when I look in the mirror, I'm not upside down, am I?
No, that's true. How they do that then?
I don't know.
God.
It's an enigma.
That's racist, that is.
Hey, Shawnee,
Yes,
where are you from?
me? I'm from here.
No, really, where are you from originally?
Originally, well, mix. Iraq and Spain.
Iraq.
Yeah.
Where's your bloody camels at?
I left them behind, they're feeding. They will come back, don't worry.
They will come.
They will come, they know the way. They have their own navigation.
The top.
Slow, isn't it?
Slow, but no funnel required.
A quick wrap up. We're going to see if we can get more mileage today, because we know that the last section of the track is going to be very slow. So back on the track. 3 weeks ago it was reported to us that this area was underwater, which means the track ahead could easily be very muddy and very washed out.
I went really slowly through a very shallow mud hole. Except for that it was really fast and it wasn't shallow at all.
I think we should look at all of the vehicles and see how we handled that puddle. Sensible person's car. Moderately sensible person's car. Sensible, but only when he's with his parents' car. Quite surprising for a youth. Blithering idiot.
Can you clean my lights?
Children. We're all children.
New paint on my car.
Children.
Johnny, did the Triton break?
Nah, I lost a bolt in my tray. One bolt and one light, so that's in the car.
We're getting closer and closer to the finishing line. This is well 9. And I am quietly confident that the Range Rover will make that finishing line. But it is starting to misbehave and show its age with some strange noises, and it's, to be honest, got me worried.
So yesterday, developed a little bit of a knocking in the Range Rover. Sounding a little bit like a tin can getting dragged down a cobble street behind a donkey cart with no wheels, but today we've turned it on. Sounds like a hummingbird with no wings stuffed in a cardboard box. Totally different, and we've done nothing to fix it apart from change the air filter, which I don't think we did, but there you go. Self-fixing cars. Down there.
Earlier on it was much louder.
Much louder.
And it's quite quiet now.
Yep. But now we're only getting a squeak.
What were you getting before?
A tap.
A tap. I think everybody's feeling it. Tired. We're at the point where I think everybody's kind of, me included, saying, okay, time to get there. Time to finish, cross the finishing line. We've got two days drive to get a little over 200 kilometres to Iluna. The last 40 or so is just an open gravel road. So off-road, yeah, 160 approximately kilometres. I, for one, I'm looking forward to crossing that line and announcing our achievement, which I think is pretty significant. It's, well, really, it's the Range Rover and Rob. I wouldn't have the endurance. This was an endurance test for the vehicle and Rob. Make no mistake about it. It was not easy for anybody, let alone driving a vehicle like that. Well, no aircon, not even a fan that worked. And it's been hot during the day, very hot actually. Not extreme, but hot. And he's driving a greenhouse. It gets very, very hot in there.
Okay, go. Make some sparkles.
Good morning. No trip for me into the Australian outback is complete without this. Try again. This. Try again. It's the butcher bird. I don't just get tingles down my spine, through my arms, legs, the works, every bit tingles when I hear that sound. There are 4 birds. One over there. 2 competing in the trees over there. And another one over there. It's almost like a competition. As if each time they do it, they invent a new sequence of similar sounds. It's like playing a musical instrument, but using different chords. It's the same chords, but in different order.
Morning.
Morning.
Guys, I'm sick of these beautiful tranquil mornings get interrupted by two old Englishmen banging. Every day.
What's he talking about?
Speak to the bird.
Well, you were doing most.
Well, you was behind.
I think everybody in the convoy is feeling a little, let's get this done. Picking up the speed a little bit. The track is not particularly slow, not particularly rough. This is a private piece of land, a cattle station, and it'll take us approximately three and a half hours to cross it. And tonight, I feel that might actually be our final bush camp. Can you station strictly no trailers, nothing larger than a Ford F350. Go back to well 5 exit.
One of the things contributing to the get it done feeling, I think, is the landscape. It's not very inspiring. The driving is a mixture of slow-going, dried-out riverbed crossings and quite fast, smooth track. If I compare it to the landscapes we've enjoyed over the past week, well, it's a bit dull. And that might be the reason why Heiner and John have lagged behind to do some off-roading and filming and making fun out of the day's drive. Meanwhile, the three of us will push on. But then, to relieve the boredom, the track started getting really interesting.
Really, really deep ruts. No, you will stick in that. It's deeper.
Time to get out a camera and point it at the Range Rover.
You might stick. Which one do you want to try? You want to try this one? Okay. That was boring.
It was like, yeah.
I thought it was actually a lot deeper than it turned out to be.
The Range Rover makes off-road driving look so easy. It has no lockers on the axles at all. Doesn't need them. Well, not in this kind of terrain anyway.
So, we've been hitting some pretty up and downy and loads of corrugation today. Range Rover's handling it, not a problem. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I've been rally driving in an out of balance washing machine on bloody spin dry. Yep, my back's suffering, but still good fun.
But sometimes I think I kind of overdo it a little bit with the Range Rover, because the next minute the unthinkable happened.
Okay, we've got a little drip, so we're going to check that out.
Here we go.
I reckon
It's there.
It's this top bit.
Fortune shines on us yet again. We had just stopped for a break, and Sean has noticed a gathering pool of water under the engine.
That looks like the hose. Stripping right out of there.
I've got a spare one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure in there. That's completely empty.
Right.
And in fact, that water's not actually that hot. But that is.
That was a lucky stop from me.
I think we caught this early.
Yep.
Why not go and find the spare one? It's definitely in there. It's definitely, I've seen it. First time.
Okay, where did I poke it? There we go.
There you go. Outstanding.
Spare hose.
Okay, brilliant.
Look at us go.
Look at us go. We're so close to the finish line. Hey, this is the first engine work we've actually done on the engine. Should we tell Heiner?
No, that's what I was just about to say. We really need to get this done.
Before they come.
Because Heiner will catch us up shortly. We do not need him coming.
No, we must, yeah. That's hot. Where's that rag? You're made of asbestos.
Working hard. Well, I've been hot enough in there to...
No difference.
What's the difference? That's the steering wheel.
Should have got some screws on. And not
We've not got time for this.
I can hear him coming. Come on. Oh, we need to get some water.
Fill her up.
I don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, I won't put that on yet. We need a spanner for that. Oh, hot! Okay, good and tight.
We lost very little, so therefore it doesn't count.
Come on, boys. I think you got only 3 minutes. Counting down.
It's like a rally start. we should check it.
Yeah, we ain't got time.
Yes, we have. Let me check if the thing's still in gear.
It's covering the track.
We made it with less than a minute to spare. And Heiner and John, to this day, well, they probably know now because they've watched this film, but we never told them.
And all of us at the moment are at the very edge of our fuel range. There is a chance that one vehicle will have to go into Wiluna and return with some jerry cans of fuel. The Range Rover is the only one that will comfortably get there with the fuel on board.
We're down to the bottom end now, into the canny, into the trip. And I can honestly say, I cannot fault this car. One bit, Range Rover has been absolutely beautiful to ride. Hard work's done, well good. But there is a slight problem with it. I'm not sure how to tell Andrew he can't have it back. Ever.
Park next to me as best you can, and then climb out of your vehicles.
camp. We made it. We've only got a few more K and we'll be off the canyon about an hour tomorrow or so. And that's it. What an epic journey. Couldn't have done it with a better bunch of guys. Thank you, Andrew. Can't thank you enough, really, for letting me have a go in this little baby. There's the real hero. Joy, absolute joy. Every little aching bone in my body, it was joyful.
Gonna go now to the far. I've got some beers, crack some of those, congratulate everybody on such a fine trip, and not just a fine trip, an outstanding trip. I would like to say a personal thank you to all of you. You all contributed massively to the project, probably no more than you realize. And in my many years of doing this, this is one for the books, and it'll be one that I will remember forever. And there are only, I've probably done 100, and there are probably 5 big expeditions that I count as this is added to that. So, cool. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. Cheers.
There's too many more. Yeah.
Cheers.
Ding ding.
Cheers, chunk clink.
Ding chink. Cheers. Cheers.
Now for an argument. What is the best vehicle?
Range Rover or Hilux?
Come on, FJ.
You said it. Cloud.
You said it was a
cloud.
I did everything I wanted it to do. I could.
Give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up with second best. Always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.
Discussed over 1,000 miles. All imaginable terrains. Wonderful campsites, meals, and camaraderie. We have unanimously decided that the ideal vehicle for an arduous trip like the Canning Stock route is
a 2013 badly maintained Nissan Triton.
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi Navara. Didn't expect that, did you?
Hashtag drive by.
We're here. How much fuel you got left? Will you get to Wiluna?
Yeah, I think so.
How much fuel you got left? Will you get to Wiluna?
I'm on a reserve and it's gonna be bloody tight. Very tight.
Will you get to Wiluna on the fuel that you've got in the car?
Yes, I will.
Ah, boring. Will you get to Wiluna with the fuel you got in the car?
Perth.
And that's it. We've left the canning. Done. Completed. Got it done. Brings us salt to mind. So sad! So sad! It's a sad, sad situation. Leaving the canyon seems to be the hardest work.
What do you call it?
So sad!
Like
So
a shovel.
sad! It's a sad, sad situation. Leaving the canyon seems to be the hardest work.
As part of the 40-year celebration, Overland Workshop is offering a 40% discount on all courses and all subscriptions. However, there are 25 to go around each week. Once they're gone, they're gone. See you in the next episode.